You guys did such a fantastic job on your line pattern landscapes last week, and now we are going to be doing some paper weaving. With your black paper that your sub can hand out to you, you have your name, class, number sticker on the back. Please make sure to fill this out so nicely. Then you are going to fold your paper in half, hot dog style or long ways. Following that, you are going to take your ruler, and instead of using the numbers along your ruler to measure out your border, you are actually just going to use the width of your ruler as your tool. Take your ruler and put it lined up to the very edge of your paper on the place where your name, class, number sticker is at. Then take your white colored pencil, available in your colored pencil baskets in the back of the classroom. The red cups have them. Then on the long side, you are going to be taking the red line in the center of your ruler and using that as your measurement. It's half of the ruler, and you are going to put that red line right along the edge of your black paper and draw your side border with your white pencil. Again, take that red line, match it up with the edge of the black paper, and continue your white line. You're going to do the same measurement on the top portion. So match that red line up with the top of your black paper and draw your line. All of this area here is your border. None of this is going to get cut. Notice how this part is larger just because of our name, class, number sticker. That's the only reason. Next, you are going to take your red line again as your measurement point to cut these strips that you will weave through. Take your white colored pencil, match your red line up to the top border, and draw a line down from one border down to the center. Notice how your border is on the edge of your paper, not on the middle. Double check that before you do a little bit more work. Match up your red line and continue tracing your lines all the way down. From your border to the center of your paper, all the way down to this border. So you will have lots of white lines in the center of your black paper. After you do this, you're going to need to snip on these white lines. Now you're going to snip both borders on the short ends. It's okay if you cut through your name, class, number sticker, no problem. But you are not going to cut your long border. Your long border is there to tell you when to stop cutting. Snip all along until you get to the long border, and do not cut any further through that. Snip all along the edge. When you are finished, boys and girls, you will have what looks like fringe, but when you open it up, you will have these little loops of black paper that you are going to use to weave through. Taking your strips of colored weaving paper that should be in your boxes by now, you are going to, your material boxes, start the under, over process that you guys explored when you did your circle yarn weaving. This time it's just straight and with paper. So this shouldn't be too new to you guys. Under, over. Working that paper strip through all of your black weaving strips. The last thing that you're going to want to do is push that paper all the way along the edge. Notice how this is the border edge. So that's why it's so important to stop cutting at that point, because you want your paper to line right up with that border. Now the other thing is my paper keeps slipping on me. So what I'm going to do is take a spot of glue and glue it down onto the back of my paper on both edges. I think maybe I didn't do such a good job cutting here. Oh, that's why. There's a little part that's not cut super well there. If you happen to cover up your name, class, number sticker completely, do yourself a favor and rewrite it on top of your strips. Now with this orange strip, I started behind, but now if I choose another color, this light pink, I need to now start the next strip going on top so that I'm alternating my black to look like a checkerboard. All right, boys and girls, I want you to finish your whole thing, but if you get finished, the second thing that I'm going to challenge you with is before you put it on the drying rack, I would love for you to explore maybe cutting some of your strips in half and then adding detail to some of your different strips by adding either a thinner strip down the middle, or you can even explore maybe adding a cut wave down the middle. It's up to you to add a little flair to your different colored strips. Then when you get it all woven through, just glue it down on the end like you did your other strip. And it should add some detail into your weaving. So you can take your scissors and cut any of these strips down the middle to create a thin strip, or even take and cut a wave pattern into your strips. Or be creative, you could add a zigzag or maybe even apply dots to the checkered pattern. Try and make it a little bit more interesting and different. That is your art challenge if you finish early. All right, boys and girls, your materials are in your material bucket. Your sub will pass out your black paper to you. You can head to your tables to get started.